Hello, everyone, and welcome back to When the Cookie Crumbles. I am your host, Susan Reddick, and today I have a very special guest with me. I have Keesha Rivers, actress. I'm gonna let you tell your story. She do a little everything, y'all. And then you're also twice as special because you're my very first Zoom.
Thank
How you
you.
doing?
I am doing wonderful. Thank y'all so much for having me. It's just an honor. It really is an honor. Yes.
Great. So tell everybody what you do. I was going to tell everybody about all the different things you've done. Then I said, she can tell her story better than me. Tell everybody about your accomplishment. Go ahead and brag on yourself.
Well, thank you so much. Well, I am a 3 times best-selling Amazon author, and the books that I write are basically on my life, the chronological order of events that take place in my life. I've turned 2 of those books into stage plays. My most recent play, The Scars Behind the Makeup, that'll be in a few weeks. I'm also an award-winning actress. So proud of that. I'm a
Yes, say
motivational
it loud and
speaker.
proud.
Yes, yes. I also do motivational speaking, just a variety of things. We're starting something now with a foundation called I Belong to You, which gears around people that want to find their ancestors through DNA. So there's a lot going on here with Keesha Rivers.
Okay, and you were on Tabitha's show, right?
Yes, I had the honor and pleasure of being on episode 3, season 1 of Tabitha Brown, her TV show. It's a new TV show out on the food court. It's called It's Complicated. And you can also watch it on Discovery Plus as well. She casted me for episode 3, as I mentioned, because she wanted to make that episode around the Southern roots, because we all know Miss Tabitha's from the South. So I was so honored that she casted me out of hundreds and hundreds of people. But it was an honor. It was an honor.
That's big time. I just bought one of her dresses. So, oh yeah, you doing big things. So I
Thank
heard
you.
you say something about you turned one of your books, well, you turned several of your books into plays,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
you have one coming up.
I've turned all 3 of my books into plays because some people don't like to read. They just don't. Some people are more
That's me.
visual.
That's me.
Right, right. And see
I will
me,
look at TV before I read.
right, exactly. And believe it or not, I'm the same way. I'm the same way. I use writing as therapy for me. So I love to write, but I really don't like to read a lot. So, but yes, I'm turning all 3 of my books into stage plays because people are more visual that way.
Wow, that is big. Now, where's this play going to be?
This particular play is off of book 2, The Scars Behind the Makeup. It will be in Ocala, Florida. Ocala is about, maybe, I want to say, about 10 to 12 minutes south of where I'm from, originally from Reddick, Florida. And it's going
Reddick,
to be,
Florida. That sounds like a little place.
it is, I think the population may be 500 people.
Oh wow.
So, yes, yes. And it's going to be November the 12th, Saturday. We have a matinee at 3, and then the evening show, it's going to be at 7 p.m. at the Kingdom Revival Church. That's off of Silver Springs Boulevard. It's the old movie theater. Everybody knows where it is. It's the only movie theater probably in Ocala.
Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. Ocala ain't too big. Yeah, that's so
No.
funny because you from Reddick and then you going to Ocala because it's bigger.
Right. Right, right.
So you've had more than one play. So this will be your third play.
This will be my second play. I'm going to produce my third production in 2023 off of my third book.
I want to be there. I want to. Ocala's not that far. I have a grandson that does a lot of plays, so I'm gonna grab him and we're gonna come and watch that. So you
Oh,
told me you said you were award-winning actress. Tell us about that.
yes. I actually started my acting career in elementary school, but I laid it down. When life happens, sometimes we lose ourselves. So
Yeah.
a lot of things that happened to me, which my books talk about, I pretty much lost myself. So a lot of talents that people are seeing now, I've actually been doing those. I just put them down. But we know everything happens for a reason. So I started acting when I was about maybe 10 or 11 in elementary school. And my first acting gig was a rapper. I was a rapper in a Christmas production. But
Really?
I never lost the love for it. No matter what happened, I never lost the love. I had my son, moved on with life, went through trials, and I moved to Atlanta. And I said, you know what? I need to find myself. I need to get back to me. And so actually somebody saw me, and Wakanda Forever was, I think, out around that time. And I couldn't be a part of that because I was in master's degree school at the time. But I said, once I finished master's degree school, I was going to start back acting. And that person that I met, they introduced me to the acting world in Atlanta, and it just blew up from there. I started doing a lot of background with different movies, TV shows, and then some of the directors started discovering me, how I carried myself on set. Sometimes it's who you know. Some speaking roles came into play. I traveled to Tennessee to be on different investigation shows. That's where the speaking roles started, and then it just elevated from there. And someone approached me and nominated me for Atlanta's Hottest Actress.
Oh,
And
wow.
yes, I was blown away because there's so much talent in Atlanta. And I just put the word out that I was nominated. First, I had to accept the nomination. I accepted it. I put the word out, and the actual founder of Atlanta's Hottest Actress, he was blown away with the amount of votes that I got. He said, "Oh my goodness, you got so many votes. There was no way. There was no way anybody else could have got that." So I was so honored because when we arrived that night to the award ceremony, I really didn't think I was gonna. I'm like, okay, I'm an actress, I'm nominated. I'm just honored to be nominated. But when they announced my name, I was like, wow, this is serious.
Oh
So
my
it
God.
just
So you really didn't know. I always wonder when they have those award shows, do the people know ahead of time? So you didn't
no,
know.
no, I did not know. I had no clue. I did not know.
Well, let me ask you something. When you won that award, were you living in Atlanta at that time?
I was in Atlanta. I was
Okay,
living.
because
I was living in the
I was gonna
Buckhead
say,
area.
you now you know you bad if you in Reddick and you're winning something in Atlanta.
Right. I was actually living in the Buckhead area around that time. Yeah.
Good, good. Oh my God, this is so exciting. So, do you do a lot of cooking? Because I heard somebody told me a little secret that you're a vegan.
I don't do a lot of cooking. I do pretty much the same meals because I'm plant-based.
Yes,
And it's a new journey for me. I've recently lost about 25 pounds. I
yes.
gained so much weight being depressed from just different episodes in life. But once I got myself back, I said, okay, I got to get myself all the way back. That includes my munching, my snacking, all of that. So yes, I do cook, but not as much.
Yeah, well, I kind of grew up like that. I grew up 7-day Adventist, and almost all of my friends are vegan. And
Right.
it can be hard though because now it's a lot better. But back in the day when we grew up, there was nothing readily available. I just got back from a cruise, and you could get a black bean burger, and they'll fix it for you special. So
Right.
has that been a lot of trials for you?
Well, at the beginning, I'm gonna be honest, Miss Ray, it was because my mindset, I'm from a little small town. I'm used to neck bones and perlo rice and this and that and hog mogs, all of that. But once you change your mind, you have to have the mindset. Once you change your mind, and then I thought about the jeans that I no longer can wear because they're
Yeah.
too big, the shirts, the confidence level. Once I thought about all of that, that keeps me going. Now every now and then I cheat now. I might have a little movie I watch and want some little knickknacks, but it's the mindset.
Yeah,
So
it's
that's what
okay.
keeps me going.
It's okay to cheat just a little bit every once in a
Right,
while. Not too much cheating, because if you
right,
cheat
right.
too much, you're cheating yourself. You're right
Right,
now.
exactly, exactly. And then you also have to know your blood type. People say, "Oh, you have to lose weight this way. Oh, you have to lose weight that way." What works best for me is according to my blood type because certain things do not match my blood type. So it would be a waste of time if I'm doing your diet per se and it doesn't match my blood type. A lot of people don't know that, but
Yeah,
everybody needs to know their blood type.
I've never heard anyone tell me that. That's something I need to
Yes.
look into. Okay, well
Yep.
let me ask you a question I like to ask everybody because I'm when the cookie crumbles. The cookie crumbing, that means things are falling apart. I want to know, can you tell me about a low point in your life? And then we'll talk about how you got out of it. But tell me about a low point in your life because it might help somebody.
Whew, Lord have mercy. The low point, actually, I'll tell you where it started, because I believe that when a person knows where it started, then they can 9 out of 10 times they can get help. It started when I found out that I was adopted, and I was about
Mm.
maybe 8, 9 years old, and just having the thought that I didn't belong. I don't know where I come from. I developed anger issues, and those anger issues led to fighting in school, identity issues. It just led to a lot, depression at a young age. So that's where I would say it started with my testimony. It's now a testimony because it's helped so many men and women. And then from there, I would say leading on into high school, when I got pregnant as a teenage mom, I actually dropped out of school. I dropped out of school. I didn't think I was worthy enough to go back. No matter how talented I was getting ready to be somebody's mother. And I felt like that was where my attention needed to be, not knowing that that was going to be a part of my testimony that I overcame. I dropped out. I thought about it. I even considered putting my son up for adoption because I'm like, I want to be the first female drum major at FAMU. No, I got goals and dreams. But something stuck in my head one day. I was at my aunt's house and I said, no, I got to go back. I cannot do what my son, I can't do him like what I felt at the time was done to me, which was a total misunderstanding. But I was so young to understand. So throughout that pregnancy led to different relationships that weren't so nice. Lots of domestic violence, lots of drug use in front of me, a lot. And throughout all of that, I still maintain God because my father is a pastor. And throughout all of that, I still knew who God was. So that's who
Yeah.
I put my trust into, was God,
So
throughout all of that.
that brings me to my next question then. So what do you think brought you out of it? How did you get past all of that to become this award-winning actress and doing all the things that you're doing?
Well, I would say how he got me out of that was the favor he had on my life throughout all of that. Throughout all of my trials, my tribulations. For example, when I dropped out of school, when I went back, when I returned, because I went back, none of my teachers made me make up any work. I don't know if I should be saying that, but it's been so long I've been out of
It's
school.
been so long, yeah, it won't matter.
None of my teachers, they just embraced me back. My guidance counselor, who I absolutely adore, I actually wrote her character into one of my plays. She welcomed me back. Every test I had to take, she prepared for me for that. And I graduated on time with my class. Even with the domestic violence relationships I had, God still allowed me to walk away alive
Yes.
with the black eyes, with the I've had a miscarriage, just different things that have happened throughout all of that. God still allowed grace and mercy over my life. So that's how I would say that I was brought out, through his favor.
That is, oh my God, that is such a testimony. And I'm so glad that you told all of that because there could be somebody listening that could help. They say your test is your testimony.
Yes.
And I mean, you said a mouthful of that. I'm sure that's going to help somebody. So, okay, I got one more question for you. If you could go back and talk to your 18-year-old self, because there's somebody else that got an 18-year-old or another young person that might be listening. But if you could go back and talk to your 18-year-old self and give them some advice, what would you tell them?
Whew. If I can go back to my
Yeah.
18-year-old self and give them advice, listen to your parents. Do not move out before time. Don't. Because my father was so strict being a pastor, and he was an old school pastor too. As a matter of fact, he still is. Um, when I graduated June 3rd, 95, I was in my own apartment July 1st, 95. I thought I was ready to go. I was so anxious. But yet I had known all the trials, all the abuse, all the stealing from me, and late nights, and car was stolen, just all the stuff I went through. If I would have stayed home when my father told me to, I would have been able to bypass a lot of those trials I went through. So listen to your parents.
That's important. I can say, I can echo that. I have found that now that I am the mother and the matriarch of my portion of the family, that everything that my mom told me has come true. And if I would have just listened to her, I mean, it's okay, if I took the hard road, my mom used to say that I went to the school of hard knocks, okay?
Yes.
So, instead of taking the high road, I swerved through and went through the scenic route and did all that stuff. So, but if I would have listened to her, it could have saved me a lot. But it's okay. We still ended up at the finish line.
Right.
So,
that's what I was going to say. Romans 8:28 tells us all things work together for the good.
Preach.
Yes.
Yes. I tell you, just talking to you is so good. I'm so proud of your accomplishments. I want to come to your play, and I want more people to know about what you're doing. Where can people find you?
Thank you so much. They can find me. I'm on all social media platforms under my name, Keesha Rivers, and that's with 2 E's. And then also my website to read my bio about me and just to follow my journey. They can visit www.keeshariversent.com.
Okay, you know what? I wanted to ask you something real fast. Flavor Productions, what's that?
Flavor Productions, it really started based off of my testimony with people that felt like they were a black sheep. They didn't have a home to go to. They just wanted to be a part. They had a lot of gifts and talents, but they didn't know how to expose their gifts and talents. So Flavor Productions allows them to set the bar for them to expose their up and coming talents as well as build their confidence. For example, we have fashion shows and we're known for sellout fashion shows, but it doesn't start on the runway. We need you to start and build your confidence before the runway. So when you get to the runway, you'll be a beast at what you do.
Interesting. All right, we're out of time. This was so good. I'm going to have to hit you back up after the play and say one more time where they can find you again.
They can find me on all social media platforms under Keesha Rivers, and that's with 2 E's. And then my website is www.keeshariversent.com.
All right. And that's it. That's When the Cookie Crumbles. I'm your host, Susan Reddick, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.